Welcome back to the V4 Future Sports Festival. My name is Brandon Smith and joining me is Richard Buckley for day one of the action here. We are live in Budapest in Hungary, and if you have missed any of the action, don't worry, we are in day one. We're in Group A and we're about to go into our second game of the day, which will see Poland against Czech Republic, Richard, in what looks to be a very, very competitive two legs of 2v2 FIFA action. If you don't already know, this is a 2v2 FIFA tournament as well. So we've already had just a small taste of what is to come from 2v2 esports in general and competitive FIFA.
Yeah, certainly, and arguably one of the biggest content creators that we've got coming up as well, Brandon, from Poland. Very excited to see how he will get on. You see the two squads on your screen right there. Poland made up of Lisek and Bijot up against Emriksson and Mario also 99. Tell me a little bit more about these two teams, Brandon.
I mean, I look to the side of Czech Republic first and foremost. I mean, they've pretty much got two competitive FIFA players in the nicest way. Emriksson played in the last V4 Future Sports Festival, got a top 8 finish as well, bagged €4,000 back in FIFA 18. He's back again a couple of years later, still just as hungry here in Budapest, Hungary for this tournament. However, enough of us talking about these guys. Let's get them on the stage and let's meet Team Czech Republic. Well, that's your team at Czech Republic there. I would say all smiles. There was no smiles, was there? It's all business, I should be saying. I mean, what a duo they are, sorry. I mean, look across the board. Them two actually match up multiple times in the Czech Republic sort of e-virtual league last year as sort of enemies. Now they're teammates for this one. Look on the side of Mario, Oso9 plays for Team Entropic. They've had a few familiar names that we know in the past times of Veni and fully other FIFA players. On the flip side of Poland, though, let's meet the team and let's get them out to the stage now. Lapping up on the stage, aren't they, Richard? They're absolutely loving it.
That's what I want to see.
There. Lisek and Bijot, of course. Lisek, not a pro player by trade, a content creator by trade. Over 230,000 subscribers. Loves a FIFA pack, loves a foot draft, loves FIFA in general. For Bijot, though, he's one of the sort of newcomers into the Polish FIFA esports scene. He plays for the E national team of Poland as well. He's played against England as well in the E-Lions friendlies last year and just in general competition there on the build-up to the E-Nations. This guy knows his way around not just FIFA 21, more importantly, FIFA 22. He is very, very much experienced with this game at the moment, Richard, and he is grinding it out at all different levels. Club, national level, and now a 2v2 level as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Experience is something that neither of these two teams are lacking, and experience in European facts is something that I am not lacking as well, Brandon Smith.
Not again.
Just one for you from each of these two countries. Something you wouldn't have known before.
Just the one.
Czech Republic, obviously, Prague is a beautiful place there. One of the nicest cities in not only Europe but in the world. Did you know that Prague is the home to the third oldest astronomical tower in the world? Did you know that?
I didn't.
Well, now you do. Over in Poland, it's got the world's biggest castle by land mass. The castle of the Teutonic Order in Malbork. Both of these two countries do board each other. Who's going to be coming out on top in this one?
Oh, we just teased that. Is this going to be a common occurrence all day?
Yes, it will be.
For the next 3 days?
It will be.
Oh, great.
Look, it's a round-robin tournament, so I need to get another fact for Slovakia and Slovenia, another fact for Poland and Czech Republic six times over.
You won't be sleeping well tonight, then. You'll be prepping for tomorrow.
I will be, yeah. I've got lots of facts to get over the next 3 days.
Well, we haven't looked at these two teams as of yet as they load into the game. Let's see how these ultimate teams do stack up, how they look. There are restrictions in place that these guys would have had to follow for their teams and their lineups. And let's see how they get on. We're into the game now. It's our second game of the day. It's game one here at the V4 Future Sports Festival. Who will be joining Slovakia at the top of the group with 3 points next to their name? As we are officially underway, it will be Poland from right to left. You'd like to think in their Polish strip, but on the flip side, in the Czech colours, is that duo of Emeriksson and Mario.
That's a mistake.
So that could be an early mistake. What a brilliant save from Eben van der Sar. Goalkeepers here, there and everywhere, just 4 minutes in.
David Ginola, first chance of the game. Crossfield pass. Hospital ball, in all honesty. Great save from the goalkeeper. Really should be 1-0 here to Poland. And again, another bad pass across the back.
Well, are they going to be punished for this? That's the bigger question. Is David Ginola again? Whether it's a couple of nerves early on, you've got to be careful playing around those sort of areas. Somehow, though, they just about play themselves out of it, Richard. Fair play to them.
I'm just looking across this team, very much Bundesliga left and then maybe sort of a PSG Liga right by the sounds of it. And Pele leading the line as well, giving that chemistry. Vinicius Jr., Mbappe for the Czech Republic. He had a fantastic Euros as well, if I remember correctly, the Czech Republic. Earlier on in the year, Schick was one of the leading goal scorers in the tournament.
I think he was joint top goal scorer. Just Ronaldo that just pinched it on an assist or something on those lines.
As I was saying, though, the Bundesliga field, Davis, Nkunku, Klosterman, Goretzka, all featuring in this squad. And then up top, that's where you start to get a little bit more flirtatious. Pele, Neymar, Mbappe, and also Vinicius Jr., all 5-star skillers. Lots of potential to see some magic in the final third, but your base and your midfield, that's where it tends to be a little bit more traditional, whether it's with the pacey defenders or you go down a league route, Premier League or typically Liga or Bundesliga.
And again, it's the players that have the choice on how these teams were built, how they do look, so it's down to them which icon was in the team outfield. Only one icon allowed in it. It's above 90 rated. As you can see on each side, they've both gone for a Brazilian icon. One for Pele, one for R9. And here is Pele. Speaking of the man of Czech Republic, he will just sting the hands of the goalkeeper. And it's the first warning shot fired from Czech Republic against this Poland side.
Just on the other side of it for Poland, the Ligan players exactly the same. Hakimi, Marquinhos, etc. But the Bundesliga sort of feel for the Czechs has been replaced by a Serie A sort of inclusion. Theo Hernandez, Kessie, and also Tamori at the back. Great save from Van der Sar to tip it around the post.
It's another brilliant effort there from Ginola.
Near post.
Watch this. We saw two corners, literally just like this, towards the back post, where this time Hakimi will be in front of the attacker. The last two games were Leon Goretzka on the end of a header from a short corner. Neymar, great feet. Hakimi, right place, right time again on the opposing side for Poland this time.
Great step.
It's important that when you do that, you step together. There's a bit of communication there, which we haven't seen too much of as of yet. I know that Bajot actually did qualify for the Champions League in that first qualifier of the year. He made it in that top 300 plus players in Europe after grinding out the elite division of the division rivals, as many will know, on FIFA 22. You park yourself amongst the best players in the world. Mbappe. Over around the corner on that side. On the flip side for Emerick Cernan, Mario Oso just missed out on qualification number 1. No doubt they've been grinding the game. He's had a lot of success, Mario, with Entropic, won a recent Alienware tournament. Both were involved in the Czech E-League last year. The E4 Liga, which of course Slovakia's very own Christy_7 played in, who actually won that last year. So these players are very familiar with each other.
Been a little bit cagey so far around the back, especially a few switches of play that have been caught on. Other than those mistakes, the game's sort of been played in this middle third. No one's broke through yet. And again, that ball down the line, Tomori does well, ball rolls out, and we start to see these tendencies coming to fruition. Hakimi, driven pass into R9. Immaculate control from him, as you would expect. Now Frenkie de Jong back into R9.
No doubt's going to be hitting the target from that far out. They're waiting for a gap, they're waiting for a mistake to be triggered, whether that's a player being pulled up position. We're going to see now Mbappe, quick feet in the box, just about defended well. I'll give you one thing that Czech Republic have been able to do is get themselves out of really pressured scenarios like that at the break. It's 0-0 between the two, and I mean the best chance was probably those first 10 minutes, where it was a relentless press from Poland, Richard, and very nearly David Ginola could have had 1, 2 or 3.
Yeah, 2 chances, 2 big chances really. The first one was probably the best of it. Capitalised on the ball. He was literally about 7 yards out, and unfortunately for him, goalkeeper standing strong, tipping it around the post, and couldn't fire his side into an opening lead. You can see the setup on the stage there. Really good sort of distancing as well between all the players. Everyone here has had to go through rigorous testing as well for this LAN event, and masks being worn all throughout the tournament.
Yeah, just caught up with Dr. Kotter as well from that Slovenia team. He said it's so nice to be back at LAN, just to see players again, to chat to people that want to be in the same sort of scenario and industry as you. Although he lost his game 4-2, he's just happy, I think, as all to be out the house and back at a LAN event, watching, commentating, playing FIFA. And a massive thank you to the guys at the V4 Future Sports Festival for making this all possible. Poland looking to kick off this half in the right style. Looks for the cut back. It's pumped into the feet of Alphonso Davies, who is able to remain calm and composed on the ball. Very well done again by Ben Kunku. Now needs to start repping it up to the next gear or so in this final third, because at the moment it's been all too routine for Poland.
It has been, and they've struggled to sort of break down that defence as well. When they've had chances, they've not had anything clear-cut as of yet. Just a little bit slow, I think, in the final third. Those driven passes are going to be influential if they want to try and get back, sort of take the game and make it theirs. But you can see it looks a bit pedestrian from both teams, to be honest, in the final third. You need to see a little bit more snap and aggression in these players.
One thing that's been great from both teams is just how they've been able to control sort of the two central midfielders with the centre-backs so close to them as well. There's not really been a massive gap between the two. You can just see there, look, Frenkie de Jong literally on the toes of Marquinhos. It makes it even harder to break down the midfield line, let alone the defensive line of players. Sort of creates these two walls, these two banks of players You see him right now on your screen. Kessie and Frankie de Jong on that occasion.
Well, that pass there, just from Nkunku, there didn't look to be a player that he was passing to. It was a pass played because just wanted to get the ball out of his feet as quick as possible. And that, for me, is nerves. That's a perfect example of sort of that unpredictability that the nervous energy can give you. We've not really seen a lot of skills. And they're a really big part of a pro player's repertoire, having a reverse elastic or a cancel here and there. There is so much space in the near post, by the way. I would have just whipped that straight in.
We've come for the recycle approach, but this time recycled it way too far. Out to Frankie de Jong, who's completely away from the field. Tomori now is involved. We don't want to pull him out of position from centre-back, really, do you? Ginola, is there a cutback? He tries to pump it into the feet. Klosterman whips that one across. Goretzka's there. So is de Jong. And eventually Czech Republic are able just to slow this attack down and completely just suck out everything from it, but still Poland have possession still. As you can see here, look at the options. There's a lack of them. Is there a cross into the box? Neymar, you mentioned skills. He's providing that little bit of flair now. Neymar. Still Neymar. Little heel two in the box. He's trying to tee up the right angle. Has to go from Mbappe. Tries to make a little pocket of space. Kessie. Neymar. Finesses. Back to Mbappe. That's clever. It's a one more ball that no one saw. And Frankie de Jong just tucks that one into the back of the net. And you cannot say that Poland haven't been on top.
Oh, he was waiting on the edge of the box with Neymar. He was sort of trying to manufacture an angle, maybe just create a little bit of space in and around the box. It didn't fall for him. He just took the finesse shot with Neymar. Got a very fortunate bounce. Mbappe reacted onto the pass in the penalty area, and that little pass just to his right-hand side, just to sort of tee up Frankie de Jong and say, look, there's a chance there, go and finish it. Really emphatic half volley from the Dutchman. The road to the final, road to the knockouts, I should say. Live Champions League item, and Poland find themselves 1-0 up.
On comes 1, 2, 3 changes. Speaking of the ultimate midfielder, look no further than Llorente of Atletico Madrid. Mbappe to restore some hope for Czech Republic. He squeezes it in, Pele. After the triple change was made from Poland, they'll be going back to the drawing board, I can assure you on that. Out of nothing, really, to be honest, Richard. Punched it into Pele's feet. Keeper got something on it, but just not enough.
Yeah, straight from kickoff. You see the live reaction there. Fist bumps all around. An intense stare from the two of them. Got it down the byline. Mbappe, really good work inside the box to just keep it alive. Keep moving. Keep left stick dribbling. And you're asking questions of Van der Sar, but it was rifled at him from very close range from Pele. Couldn't get down quick enough. Squirmed under his body. And they were down for a matter of seconds, where the Czech Republic come fighting back into this game, one apiece.
When you're back in Pele over R9, there has to be a reason for it. He has to be involved in the goals in some aspects. And there's no better involvement he could have had in that one. Tuck it into the back of the net. 10 minutes left to play here in this leg one between Poland and Czech Republic. I'll tell you what, that goal might have just sparked something here. Mbappe still! It's the ultimate turnaround for Czech Republic.
We wanted more skills. We wanted more creativity. Kylian Mbappe, reverse elastico inside the box. And then it's all about the finish. Can you pick your spot? Can you wait for the goalkeeper to move? Can you wait for him to go down? Went to ground and just rifled it powerfully over the top of him. No chance. He could get back, and from 1-0 down to 2-1 up in, what, 6-7 in-game minutes?
An electric turn of pace, to be completely honest there. What we saw, really well taken. Now Poland find themselves a goal down heading into the second leg. They were full of smiles walking onto the stage. Not so smiling now. They know they've got work to do. Credit where it is due. That just the first couple of touches there from Mbappe made that goal. Just a little pull away, wasn't it? Got his body around the defender. He nearly got slipped up actually at one point there. But he still had the pace, the composure. The tuck it past the goalkeeper where most people would just miss that. Additional time of just a minute. And if you told me at half-time it would have been 2-1 to Czech Republic, I probably would have laughed at you just because I thought Poland had been on top that much, Richard.
Well, they're going to get one more chance.
Maybe there's going to be fireworks in here. Ousmane Dembele reversal has to go back inside. Ginola parries that one across. That's clever from Nkunku. That should do us. Thank you very much, referee. That is leg one done here. And as I said, you told me at half-time that Czech Republic would have won that 2-1. I don't think that would have happened because for me, Poland just looked on it from the get-go.
It's absolutely hammered into the box from David Ginola. Just stick it in the mixer. Hope that you get a rebound. Hope it bounces up, deflects maybe into one of your attacking players' paths. They'll be disappointed because, look, the first half, really not too much of note happened. But in the second half, they came out stronger. They came out fresher. They looked the better side in that opening probably 20-25 minutes, but then the Czech Republic 2 goals in just as many minutes, firing them back in the lead. 2 really well worked goals as well, and they'll see, can they build on that in the second leg, or will it be Poland bouncing back?
Well, that's the question, Richard, and that will be answered after this very short break indeed. At the break, though, Czech Republic lead by 2-1. Can that polo duo of Bajot, of course, and his YouTuber friend get that one back? We'll see after these next couple of minutes.
Welcome back to the V4 Future Sports Festival. You're joining us in game number 2 here. It's a tantalising affair between Poland and the Czech Republic. You're joined by myself, Richard Buckley, and live in person, Brandon Smith. Great first game.
It was, and it was a game that I don't think we really expected after the halfway point, because Poland were just so on top from the get-go. They nearly capitalised on 2 or 3 mistakes that the Czech Republic made in the first 5-10 minutes. David Ginola was just literally here, there and everywhere in the box. He was pressing on the ball non-stop, and very nearly it could have been a different story for Poland. But let's jump into that second leg now. It's 2-1 to the Czech Republic. Can they pull this one back? And will we see our first draw of the day, maybe, in Group A? Of course, points for a win, points for a draw. It's only the top 2 at the end of play tonight, Richard, that will make it into our Winners Wednesday, we'll call it for now. And then we're battling out for €25,000 in prize pot money. The winner getting 11,000 of that.
Yeah, you might notice there's no sort of aggregate scoreline in the top left corner. That's because we don't have to play to a winner in this particular group stage. We're just playing until the 90 minutes have elapsed, and then it will either be a win, loss, or it will be a draw. So the only information that you need to retain right now is that the Czech Republic, the team from right to left in the red and blue strip, are leading 2-1.
That was one thing that surprised you much, Richard, but there isn't a great deal of talking between the players. From past 2v2 that I've seen in terms of online players playing from home or home setups, bad to goal, Vinicius Jr., he did time at green, well played Tamori.
They're typically very chatty.
They normally are, yeah. Even, if you're next to each other, especially when you're next to each other at LAN, yes, there's words at half-time or when goals go in, but there hasn't been that much chatting in general between the duos.
No, there's been barely any communication at all. I was recently watching XL, Tom and Gorilla, and they were chatting all the time. Whether it's about like, oh, sorry, I should have played it then, or sorry, I should have lofted that, or whatever it may be. They're talking all the time. But why talk when you can let your actions do the speaking for you? 3-1, Pele with a beautiful goal.
Well, he timed it green, but in all honesty, I don't think he needed to. What a chance it was, and what a goal it is from Czech Republic. We said that Poland needed to bounce back. Well, how about that? Well, that's a 2-goal cushion for the duo of Emeriksson and Mario Oso, 99. Honestly, I think like a really deadly duo in this tournament.
They're looking good. They really are. 3-1 up at the moment. And again, Lisek, who's the content creator, the YouTuber on this team, and then Bejot, the pro player, they've not played bad. It's not like they've been outplayed as such, but
you have to gel together, Richard. If you don't do that, you're going to be in trouble. Ball just ricocheting around the box. De Jong will get a head onto that. Unfortunately, falls to the feet of Vinicius Jr. But, don't get me wrong, you can have individual quality, but if it's not put together, it's not stuck together.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
It's as simple as that. And this is a team-based competition. What was that goal done now for Czech Republic? In terms of a confidence booster for them. And they do lead now by 2-0. With an aggregate scoreline, favouring them. Kessie. He needs an option from someone. Neymar. This became a little bit too basic there. Ginola back to goal. And Nkunku there, right place, right time, defended well. It's a big part of their game they've been good at. Czech Republic is just getting out of those sort of areas and making it look so easy as well.
Getting out relatively sort of scratch-free as well. They're not conceding shots on goal. They're getting bodies in the way. They're getting blocks in the way. And look, a lot of the time when we've watched 2v2 FIFA, whether it's been a Club World Cup, an E-World Cup, an E-Nations Cup, I should say, or this year where it's going to be the main focus of the 2v2 sort of global series, it doesn't necessarily always mean that... I'm actually thinking back. I think there's only one time where we've had a 2v2 tournament where the best 2 individuals have won, and that was 2019, Nicholas and Tex. You just got the 2 best players on the planet at the moment on the 2 consoles and said, play together and let's hope you win. And they did win. Typically, a lot of the time, it's the best team, the people who mould the best, whether it's 2020 with Maxi and Joxan, the Club World Cup, whether it's 2019, the E-Nations Cup with France, Dax and Maestro. They weren't necessarily the best two individuals. Maestro was in unbelievable form, but Dax wasn't having the best of seasons. I think he was probably a top 15 in the Global Series rankings, but you would have expected other teams to have won that particular tournament. Tom and Tex were outstanding at the current time in FIFA 19. So I do think it is very important. You're saying earlier teamwork and sort of you have to gel together, but you really do. You can't just put two great FIFA players together and say, go and play. Very rarely does that ever happen and work.
Mbappe trying to find that ball across the box. Done that a few times now, Poland across the two legs. It's either been Ginola or R9 and Mbappe just trying to fizz the ball into the box. But the problem is, there's just any Polish sort of bodies in there to get onto the end of it. Compared to if you sort of go down the byline a little bit, then look for the cheeky cutback, which seems to have worked not once but twice for Czech Republic, and it's been Pele sort of teasing those runs in the right areas. And that has been the difference maker at this moment in time. Pele again. Will he try and finesse from distance? That man will.
Oof. I think a little bit speculative from Nkunku right there. But we've said for a long time, Brandon, 2v2, we've loved watching 2v2. We've really enjoyed sort of the added character that it brings as well, and I think it certainly is going to be a fan favourite this year as well in the Global Series. Mbappe just getting pushed out of play there from Alphonso Davies. What's some of your favourite 2v2 sort of moments that we've had?
I think favourite 2v2 tournament has to be that E-Nations Cup. National pride on the line. A little bit like what we're seeing here across these 3 days. National pride on the line, representing your country here in Central Europe in a sort of a yearly tournament, or for FIFA it's been a tournament that's happened sort of every 4 years in recent times of no fault of anyone's. But favourite 2v2 moments, I mean, the Tuga goal was always special.
Portugal.
I've never heard you go so high in your commentary before.
Yeah.
Hit tones that I never thought were possible, to be honest, Richard.
Portugal, great moment. I've got one that stands out. I've got a couple, actually.
Or Club World Cup in Milan.
Club World Cup, Roma in the corner.
Yeah.
When they played against FaZe. That was incredible. Also, I don't know if you remember, 2019, I believe the tournament was in London, the Club World Cup that year, and Ajax were there, and it was a team of Danny and Joey, and they were getting
who could shout the loudest
loud during that tournament. I think they actually finished in the quarter-final spot, losing in penalties to FaZe, if memory serves correctly, which was...
it was the ex-player of...
Lev and Tass. Yeah, great tournaments. Every Club World Cup, every E-Nations Cup. I mean, we've only had one, but tournament that we've had so far,
anything 2v2
it's been really, really enjoyable.
And that's why it's been a great look this year to the competitive scene in general, that 2v2 will be so heavily involved.
The Gfinity Elite Series 2v2.
Yeah.
I remember that. That was the 2019 season, if memory serves me correctly, where the players drafted icons. So I remember Bullock was using like Miroslav Klose up top. He was not a happy bunny.
He was trying to make it work. Of course, this tournament not part of the Global Series as a whole in terms of a feeder into the playoffs or the World Cup finals, but it is still a big part of competitive FIFA. First taste of 2v2 for so many. Back to goal. Here's Czech Republic now. Timed it green. That's one thing they've always been very good at. When they get a chance in the box, 99% of the time they have timed it green. They're not wasting chances, not wasting possession. Not at the moment. They've both been on the same wavelength.
That's a chance. Still on?
Henriksen.
Just look a bit isolated. Ginola got the ball there, and look, I know he's isolated right now, he's on I'm a Celebrity, but we're not isolated on the pitch, David. I need to see a little bit more.
You've got to forget R9's on that pitch as well. When they're being kept quiet, something's not happening right.
He's looked lost, R9 at the moment. That's a great ping over the top.
Is there an end product, though? That's the bigger question. Is Mbappe? They're looking for that simple cut because they've always seemed to do. Can they find Ginoli trying to tease that run? Oh, no, and he's onside. Mbappe again. Again, it's just one of them. You fizz it into the box. You hope for the best. And, yes, you've won a corner, but you haven't done anything more than that. This one played short. He's looking for the ball into the box. Ginola, cleverly done. Marquinhos, of all people that you don't want to be on the ball there.
Counter, potentially. Pele's gave it away, though. Both teams just look a little bit just rough around the edges at the moment. It needs neatening out. It needs straightening out.
Neymar. Oh my, that might be the worst effort at goal we've seen from Neymar.
You ever do woodworking at school?
Once.
And you'd create whatever it was. Say you were doing a flower. You'd create the flower. You'd get the sandpaper afterwards.
A flower at woodwork.
You'd get the sandpaper and you'd smooth it out. The stencil
of
a flower.
Or something?
I'm not selling it at B&Q. I'm making a little flower or something to take home and say, look, I've done this. That's against the point. You'd get your sandpaper and you'd smooth out the edges. You'd make it a nice finish. All the same way. There's nothing smooth about this performance so far from Poland.
At the moment, it's going to be Czech Republic. They're on the way to 3 points in the bag. Little Goretzka, it should have been job done. It really should have been. One of those chances where you probably had too much time on the ball. Neymar, the gift. It does fall kindly back. His name on the defensive side for Poland, but you're absolutely right in terms of, I mean, that finesse red time shot sums up the thinking that Poland have at the moment in terms of they've run out of ideas and they've run out of options.
Could be a chance.
Unless something changes now. De Jong back to R9. He's got to be more busier in that box. Hakimi, superb defender.
He's played really well out the press there as well. Alphonso Davies.
Massive tackle to conclude the game. In all honesty, keeper's off his line. Mbappe, when he falls for the chip, times it green. Van der Sar, great save again. That's 2 chances, Richard, that
to kill the game.
One of them's got to go in.
There's a lot of room for Neymar. Again, I hate to keep on saying it. It just looks rushed.
Do you think he's normally put out wide in some ways?
I think he's best deployed down the middle, but also Mbappe's best deployed down the middle as well. R9's best deployed down the middle. So you've almost got like 3 or 4 different players who were all like playing in that central role, whether it's a striker or a cam. And I mean, if they're the shots that we're taking, if I'm the Czech Republic, I'm saying shoot all day, fellas, from there.
Into the pause menu will go. It's a situation of just being a little bit puzzled on the left-hand side of your screen from Lisek and Bjot of Poland. Czech Republic, I mean, you know, honestly, they should be sitting there thinking we should have put this game to bed.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. A couple of timed shots that have been saved from the goalkeeper, but for the most part, they'll also be looking at the rest of this group and thinking, we're all right here. You'd argue that this is their toughest competition. No disrespect to Slovenia or Slovakia. Slovakia will give them a good game. Slovenia, out of all the creators, have probably got one of the weaker FIFA talent ability-wise in terms of Obola isn't a professional FIFA player. They've never played professionally before. They've not competed in tournaments. So they should have the upper hand in that particular matchup when they match in the final game of the day, actually, Slovenia against the Czech Republic.
One of the players on this Czech Republic team, Emmerson, only has good memories when he comes to Budapest in Hungary. In a top 4, for a top 8 finish when he came here in FIFA 18 for the last V4 Future Sports Festival. Pocketing €4,000. If they keep playing like this, they'll guarantee themselves €3,000 and a place in Wednesday's finals with a top 2 finish. Mbappe maybe could have looked to play Pele there. Another great save from Van der Sar. At this point, they have got a 2-goal cushion. There's a minute left plus additional time. And I don't see any chance of Poland finding those 2 goals. Mathematically, it just will not be possible.
Maybe a late consolation. Marcos Llorente playing backwards. Theo Hernandez. I don't even think we're going to get a shot away on this attack.
Dembele, Usman, still I mean, look, running into no man's land. Reverse elastical or 2. That's nice from R9. Fair play. But too little, too late.
Too many missed chances, too many missed opportunities. And Poland will come to rue those missed chances in the end. Czech Republic squeeze out the victory in a relatively sort of ugly game. I think the best way to describe it. There's a lot of mistakes, there was a lot of missed chances, and both Slovenia and Slovakia will be looking at that game and thinking, we can beat those, and we can push through in this group. I'm looking forward to seeing how the rest of this group starts to transpire and starts to sort of take shape, because out of the 2 performances we've seen so far, we've seen all the teams play. The 2 front runners for me, even though they lost, are Slovenia and Slovakia.
No, absolutely. Absolutely indeed. I mean, what a first 2 games here. What you put it down to is potentially so many things. I mean, it's the first time playing 2v2 for a lot of these guys. It's the first time being on a stage like that in Budapest with lights in your face.
Yep.
I mean, who's done a walkout before? We walk into our bedrooms and play FIFA. You don't walk onto a big stage and play 2v2 FIFA. But that's a brilliant start here at the V4 Future Sports Festival. 2 games done in Group A. We're already starting to get a story in the groups now, but there's still plenty more games to come. After the break, we'll have Slovakia against Czech Republic coming up for you right now. Have a quick break, go and get a drink, and we'll see you in about 15 minutes' time.